My name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here. Today is July 25th, 2023. It is 4:18 a.m. This is video number 3. This is the old list that I had. I added some new tweets and I ended up create 2 videos out of the new list. So now I'm doing the old list now. Right. So this is my back end. And my estimated revenue, $341.21. It should not change from video 1 and 2 because I'm recording on the same day. Okay, so I just wanna give you a heads up. Video 1 and 2 of today's date were recorded on the same day but just different timing. Okay, so let's go on Twitter. On my last video I said I was gonna start video number 3 with this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Jon Stewart. So let's listen. 1 minute and 28 seconds.
When corporations fail, you pay for it. But when they succeed, it's theirs. They socialize their losses and privatize their gains. Why do we...
This is true. Okay, he's 100% true. Okay, when they want to start something new, research or whatever, they sell it to the public to get the taxpayers to pay for it, and then as soon as they get it, and then they take it on their own. Okay, there's a video I was watching yesterday. Okay, that's completely off topic right now. It just crossed my mind. I think in some video I will highlight it completely by itself. It's about what some of the Native Americans are going through. I think Navajo community or something. Okay, their land doesn't have any laws or whatever, but you see how they stealing that, they still at it. They stealing their land, selling it to their buddies. Not the Native American. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone because it made a huge contrast to what's going on in Haiti, and I want to bring it up to, maybe it will be a video by itself, or maybe I will highlight it partially and then for you guys to come go check it out. But let's focus on this because that's completely off topic. It just crossed my mind. I'm sorry.
Allow that.
Consider this. Wealthy people do not stash their billions in safe deposit boxes loaded with $100 bills. They don't do that. And they don't spend it all at the mall. They don't spend like crazy. No. Wealthy people invest. It is investment that creates jobs and economic growth.
See, this is the lie they tell you. That all this money flowing towards corporate moneyed interests is actually for your benefit. The government intervention for corporations is our free market. But government intervention for workers is socialism. And that's the reason for the socialism scaremongering. It's a false choice. To make you believe that this country has but 2 options. A socialist, authoritarian, hamburgerless Venezuelan nightmare, or accept the status quo, where large corporations benefit from government help, then use some of those profits to lobby the same government for more government help. They want you to believe that in a free market, while your wages stay low, someday the largesse will eventually trickle down. And in the meantime, enjoy watching your tax dollars help billionaires launch themselves into fucking space.
That's exactly that. That's exactly that. Okay, 100% too big to fail. Phew, there's that. Isn't it easier to just print more? Then the value of it will go down. You print more, the value goes down. We'll definitely bypass all the ethical dilemmas. Let's see here. Haha, you still have so much to learn. Yeah, you keep on printing, then the value goes down. I had to scroll that other one really quick because YouTube will in terms of sexualism kind of thing. Okay, the bailout will continue until punishment improve, financial crime and jail time. Okay, surprise ending. There's the thinking. Getting money out of politics fix all this problem. That's what needs to be done. Okay, Jon Stewart making the case for President Joe Biden invest in America through the infrastructure projects, clean energy transition, and workplace training. And the thing is that with President Obama, when he was in president, because the voices, the negativity was so overwhelming, I feel like President Obama was on his own during his presidency. If we had people fighting the negativity, we would not, the voices, okay, the mainstream media who claimed that ACA was a terrible thing for people and all of that. President Obama was on his own and he focused on his task and do what he had to do. But unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of people backing him up. Okay, working class American benefit while companies gain skill, manufacturing workers, and utilize upgrade infrastructure. And let's show more. Let's see here. And more energy option to grow and expand. And I remember when President Obama was saying that for broadband internet to go into the rural America, oh my God, they made it seem like it's a bad thing. And all I'm thinking, how could this be a bad thing? But meanwhile, now, if they had accepted what Obama had proposed in rural area, because now many of them are on YouTube, video, you know, recording, how do you call this, vlogging about their daily task and all of that. Some of them have to travel far away to upload it on YouTube, because after they recorded it, they don't have internet in the area to upload it. Okay, so these people, it's like, my goodness, that's how Bidenomics grows the American economy. I mean, if they had listened to President Obama, I think what people did, they just go out and vote, which is good. We got President Obama elected twice. But once they finished voted him in, the work behind it to help support him, to help him work toward to help the country, they didn't do that. But instead, they put some Republican to block him. Okay, you had, I think, in the second term, how was it? Did the Senate, how was the Senate and the House? Okay, they weren't there to help him at all. And that's why he did it the first time with the ACA, when he had the House and the Senate, okay, and he quickly put the ACA out there for everybody to have their health insurance, which is very important. Without your health, how is everything else matter? But the people tried to dismantle it. Even Trump came and tried to mess it up. But luckily, President Obama stick to principle and follow the law, and then it was hard for them to remove it. Because if he was doing out of the blue and without thinking, okay, every corners that they went about it, they couldn't really remove everything. They removed some part, but not everything. Okay, let's read some stuff. Okay, Jon Stewart's Littles, quote, they socialize their losses. That's a very good point. Is plainly incorrect. Some very fortunate companies get their losses socialized, usually because they're doing some essential service for the economy. So the economy damage of their parish trumps the spending required. Okay, losses can carry forward. It's not easy to run a business, and if you have a qualified plan, a retirement plan, and or a retail investor or an employee, you should be glad that one bad year doesn't wipe out a company. And this is the thing that some of the derangers didn't understand. When Archetype put its report out, okay, they claiming, oh, she got all those money in the first year and all of this, and then she only spent a small amount. Okay, sometimes there are rainy season, sometimes there are fruitful kind of season. Okay, so when you're making, you still have to stick with your plan. Even though you take in a lot of money in 1 year, next year may not be promised. So whatever, if you are fortunate enough to make a profit every year, that's great. But you cannot spend all of your excess all your profit just because you made the profit. You need to save it just in case next year or the year prior or whatever the time might come where you're not as successful as the year prior. Because they were judging her, well, I say her, but technically Harry and Meghan archetype, for not spending everything that they got. I mean, I'm like, that's not a smart business way of doing if this is what you think. But the way archetype is doing it, save it for rainy season. All right, let's move on. Next tweet. I'm not a business person. I didn't go to school for business, but common sense should make people think. Next tweet. Harry confirmed his rumored relationship with Meg in 2016, and within 1 month, these are the keywords the media regularly use to describe her. Part of the famous warm welcome she was given, there's the rolling eye, narcissist, trespassing, porn, but people will swear they formed their own opinion. Okay, she retweeted that. See how many times they use narcissist. Okay, here are keywords used by British papers to describe Meghan during the month after her and Harry's relationship became public. She had not said a word, and they were already using narcissist. Years of shaping the public's view of her. Okay, so there's this. I think I put it on my community board. This is smaller, but if you could read it, just read it. So there's all of this: exotic, DNA, ancestors. Okay, all of this. Okay. In term for sexual, this is the thing that they use. Qualify overall character. So there's some of the words that they use: race, heritage, and all of that. Okay, pause and read. Okay, it is astonishing that they think the rest of the world wasn't paying attention. They instigate and set out for her even before she and Harry were married, and nothing they said today or in the future will erase the fact. That's for sure. That's the warm welcome they speak of every day. It was all positive until the Oprah interview. People lies so blatantly as if we're not here. Let's see here. What? Okay. Okay, she was warmly welcomed. That's in quote, by the way. The gaslighting is off the chart. Welcome with open arms, indeed. Lies. Okay, exactly. The negativity was there from the beginning. They also began pricing every item she wore to future ignite envy toward a black woman who could afford nice things. So it's okay. I remember watching something on Entertainment Tonight. I think it was Entertainment Tonight. E.T. Yeah, at that time I had cable, and I remember everything they were saying was price tag. At the end, I didn't even know what was they reporting about, because all I was hearing was price tag. So it started with her, will be? I don't know. My goodness. I mean, they were putting in my subconscious, they were putting this thing in, but it got me annoyed. I didn't know that's what they were doing. It got me annoyed, and I quickly switched the TV, because I was like, what's the point of bringing all of this? What's the story behind all of that? But it was just price tag. I mentioned this to you guys before in some old videos, probably on PYTE. All I was hearing was price tag of everything. Okay, there are research apps that allow people to identify key topic words that people search for the most online. Okay, learn narcissist. Using those words increases your clickbait regardless of the truth. If people use them, people find them. The business model is manipulative of our fears. Okay, it's unprecedented and next level sickening what they've done to her. Okay, I knew how bad it was when Harry issued a statement 8 days after the news of the relationship was reported. Okay, their recollection may vary. Okay, 100%. While I'm drawn to the words the board sheet used to describe family history, ancestry, since like there was a niggling worry about something sickening. Maybe we were all reading and watching something different, because she was well received when she came into the royal family, but I'm guessing people are trying to change that narrative. I mean,
know we can rely on you for being a great guy. So what an incredible friend you were to Meghan Markle is. Have you guys hung out at all since then?
No, we haven't spoken. She just wrote me a very nice thank you letter, and I framed it, and that was very nice of her to do. She just appreciated that I was honest, but it's so funny that we live in a time where everyone's like, it's such a big deal. I just did the right thing.
Right.
You know, it's okay to feel like that should be the norm and the status quo. But it's like, whoa, it's so crazy. He told the truth. I think we should all be a little more honest.
Well, thank you for doing the right thing.
It was just show, which is what the royal family are all about. The public face they were displaying wasn't what was going on behind closed doors. It's easy to brainwash the brainless masses when you have the use of the press and other mouthpieces at your disposal. That's for sure. This is a very good response of that. Okay, let's go to the next tweet. Did I finish it? Yes, I did. Royal rats. Next tweet. What had Meghan done 1 month after the world knew she was dating Harry for them to call her narcissist? She hadn't even spoken publicly about him, but they don't hate her for her race. They hate her because of her action, they said. Okay, I asked, what action in December 2016? Okay, so there's Pagan Trelawney. Harry confirmed his rumored relationship with Meg November 2016, and within 1 month, these are the keywords the media regularly use to describe her. Part of the famous warm welcome she was given. There's the rolling eye. Okay, so that's the thing I just read, and someone retweeted it. Okay, you will see the same thing that I just showed you. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, it's all lies, always has been. They attack her for her race and her nationality and her choosing profession.
This woman existed. All the alarm bells rang at Buckingham Palace, and I could almost hear them saying, pull the shutters down. It's an invasion.
She's mixed race, she's American, she's a divorcee, actress. Those are 4 ticks. No member of the royal family, the senior members, ever thought they would see having to be ticked when it came to Harry's bride.
And her being better at everything. She's existed. Narcissist is their new uppity. If you Google Obama and narcissist, you'll get the same claim from the same type of people. Okay, it's heartbreaking. No one person has seen her long enough. She hasn't spoken enough to diagnose that. It's shocking that this is why we have so many people misdiagnose or label. Okay, they see her race and never her humanity. That's for sure. I shared this with you in one of the videos. Okay, it's called jealousy. Migraine. All right, next tweet. Oh my God, it's almost 5 o'clock a.m. that is. Everyone pleading for compassion for Dan Wootton or co-signing Dan Wootton's a bully. 3-year campaign whose sole aim seemed to be not to stop until if he doesn't succeed and unalive Princess Meghan. We saw it before with Caroline, and now he's trying to stop us learning what he's done to others. All right, and video 1 I share the 3rd part of Byline article. I'll put the link of that article in the description. Okay, so I thought there would be comments. That's it. So let's go to the next tweet. Okay, it's about royal family. All right, so it started here. Okay, let's see here. I want anyone who engage with the royal family in the name of charity to be ashamed of themselves. If you wouldn't be friends with a rapist or pedophile, you shouldn't be friends with a man who sold his son to a tabloid and removed his safety with knowledge of threat. There's this here. Okay, well said. The only reason they associate with them is for the game and glory of all the event they go to, as well as function at the palace. Look at me, where with the ragged up royal family, I wouldn't be thought dead anywhere near them. 100%. All right, so let's review some of these. This one have 95 comments. I'm not even gonna bother. Okay, I am so happy they left. Okay, so there's Harry here. When you watch this hateful video from clip of Dan Wootton and his buddies from GB News, it will give you insight as to why Harry and Meghan left the UK. The abuse during her first pregnancy was worse than this video clip. It was endorsed by the royal family, Dan Wootton exposed. Okay, I think on one of the videos that I recorded yesterday, I have this. Okay, non-stop daily hate. It got intense when they announced that they were expecting their first child. She was abused for wearing an off-shoulder dress, eating avocados, toast, wearing a pantsuit, and helping people. All they do is incite hate for them, particularly Meghan. All right, so there's all of this. Let's see here.
And he said that he's transported celebrities before. We've never seen anything like this. It's just, I think it's really hard for us in the U.S. to understand the scale of the interest that still exists in the U.K. for them. once we, in the month of February, Meghan made no public appearances, and kind of as a, you know, a journalist.
This sounds familiar. I think during the chase, I've seen this video before. During the chase, where CNN was talking about the chase, I think this is where this video was, when this video was recorded.
Exercise decided to count the number of stories that the Daily Mail ran on her. No, never spotted in public at any point in time more than 100 stories. And some of them were just like, you know, they're just things that happened, like something from her blog from 2014 that was repeated 4 times. And it's just at a certain point, you know.
This woman right here, she knows very well. I think that's her. When she asked that woman about when Meghan was married into the royal family and said something, what was it? Like the difference, I don't remember the exact wording, the difference between Meghan and Kate, and the when that woman said, yes, I do, this could be a problem. I think that was her who asked that woman that particular question.
Do you see any scenario by which Harry and Meghan overshadow Kate and
Oh,
William?
yes, I do. I mean, this is immediately was my first thought. You know, this could be a problem.
I'll probably not explain it correctly, but I'll put that clip right now, and we could see if it's this person who said what that video said. But let's continue with this.
They understand now that they can't really get rid of that interest, but I think that they're trying to do their hardest to, you know, I think that they've been using shame tactics, they've been using legal tactics to try to discourage some of this, and so I think that that's why this became public in the first place, is because people started running those photos and they were thinking, okay, we don't want them to be running these photos, we don't want the people who are making our lives miserable last night to make the money off of it, and after sharing the story, the Daily Mail and the Express took those photos down. So we're sure even...
So that's the chase. Okay, they were the first one. This is something people need to ask questions. How come they live on another continent? On the night that the chase happened, and they were the first one to have the pictures on their website. Okay, so who was behind the chase? Okay, so this is from Harry and Meghan docuseries. I might have screenshot. I'm sorry, I cannot show the moving parts because YouTube will flag it. Oh, there's no video.
I believe.
Okay.
My wife suffered a miscarriage because of what the Mail did. I watched the whole thing.
That is so nice place. Very refreshing and relaxing.
How would you characterize the threats that Meghan and Harry received?
Well, disgusting and very real. I've talked publicly for many years about the threat of extreme right-wing terrorism in this country. I've often been misquoted as taking my eye off the ball, as though I think that was the biggest threat. I've never called it the biggest threat, but it was the fastest growing. You know, and my wonderful friend and counterpart at MI5 will tell you exactly the same thing, that when I started in CT in 2015... Counterterrorism, it was about 6% of our total workload. Certainly when I left 16 months ago, it was over 20% of our workload.
But there were many serious, credible threats against Meghan, were there, emanating from the far right?
Absolutely. If you'd seen the stuff that was written and you were receiving it, the kind of rhetoric that's online, if you don't know what I know, you would feel under threat all of the time.
So you were convinced that there was a genuine threat to Meghan's life on on more than one occasion, on several occasions?
We had teams investigating it. People have been prosecuted for those threats.
And recently someone, 2 people were found guilty. I think in September they're gonna be sentenced or something like that. So Harry and Meghan know what's going on. They don't come out and tell everybody everything, but you can understand. And for this video where you're making me scared, go on PYTE. There's a video that I created where I look the word terrorism and then the meaning, some of the key words that describe terrorism, and I highlighted in terms of what Harry and Meghan have experienced, to show you they are really the people who are inflicting the unnecessary burden on Harry and Meghan. They are terrorists. Okay, going pure YTE.
Making people want to kill me. It's not just a tabloid. It's not just some story. You are making me scared. Right? And like that night, to be up and down in the middle of the night, looking down my hallway, like, are we safe? Are the doors locked? Is security on? Is everything? That's real. Are my babies safe? And you've created it for what? Because you're bored, or because it sells your papers, or it makes you feel better about your own life? It's real what you're doing. And that's the piece I don't think people fully understand. You are making people
and this
wanna
is the
kill
state,
me.
okay, for these people in the UK. This is the joy. I read somewhere where someone put on Twitter, one of the royal family, when they something negative happened to someone else, I don't want to mention name or anything like that, but they're happy about it. This is the state that they want Harry and Meghan, specifically Meghan, to be in, crying. They find joy in this. Okay, they find joy in this, and this is why I always say baggage for God. I give this to God to deal with these people who's inflicting those unnecessary burden, because the body, God created the body to not be in pain, to not be in distress all the time. So if those evil people find joy in this, they're definitely against God's will. So I give it to God and deal with it the best way He knows how. Okay, so that's this. I went over all of them, and I said, and I think I covered this on 2 or 3 videos already. So I'm not gonna go through it. Next tweet. Okay, so there's this here. When he wore his uniform, even gravity felt intimidated. Alright, so that was during the Queen's funeral. There he is. He was gonna stand by the coffin. Okay, OMG, he owned this moment. I was so proud of him for being so strong, knowing what he was going through. Okay, the man who monetized his royal status. Oh, please, if you're saying this, just look back at so many other, well, the rest of the people in the UK who's writing nonsense about him, they're monetizing the fiction stories about him. Okay, who wanted the perks, and nah. Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother reading this. Let's just black. Okay, if you saw it, you saw it. Okay, so true, because my jaw dropped all by itself. Hot. I was like, damn, when I saw him in his uniform on this day. There's this, Harry. There's the love, Prince Charming. Yes. We love you, Prince Harry. Good King Harry. 1010. Fire. There's just something about Harry. Meghan too. Okay, let's go to the next tweet. Whew, the room is hot. I close all the doors. I'm probably gonna take a shower before I start editing. Okay, my previous post about my MA dissertation exploring themes of racism, sexism, and misogyny, and British press coverage of Meghan Markle garnered quite a bit of attention, and so I've made my thesis open access on ResearchGate for those who requested. All right, so I think this is this, not that. Okay, I think this is that regarding the research that the person did regarding Harry and Meghan, about the hate that Meghan experienced. Okay, congratulations on your dissertation, and this is very important work chronicling the event that took place, all the actors that were involved in targeting, harassing, hounding, and hunting Diana are still alive today, and now target Meghan. Britain royal family does not want to hear. Okay, thanks for sharing. Okay, I think I bookmarked this twice, so let's go to the next tweet. Or maybe it was attached a retweet and I went in it. That's what it was. Next tweet. And why wouldn't we? Prince Harry's royal role was maligned by the future kings. The media is not his family, so Harry's family greenlighting abuse, phone hacking, using him as just some classified independent contractor who they can control. No, gross. Okay, so she retweeted this from Independent UK. Okay, fans defend Prince Harry and Meghan Markle amid breakup rumors. The royal couple sparks breakup rumors after their Spotify deal. Nah, I'm not gonna click on it. I wish she took screenshot. It's the same thing that Page 6, okay? Page 6 had put out, and then Nacho came out and just said BS. So now they transfer it to another article, okay, to another news outlet. It's the same thing, almost the same. I didn't read the article that Page 6 had wrote, but the headline itself is almost the same thing, okay? If you know about the Page 6 thing, and then what Nacho had said, and then they quickly put it remove it on Twitter. I had no idea that the Sussex squad was just members by Americans. What nonsense. Not to mention the little dig that Harry is having problems fitting in with Meghan's tacky lifestyle. Okay, this person must have read it. There were a lot of lies to read, especially the parts about Donald Trump thrown in just for fun, as well as quoting Radar Online. News from them is the least reliable source there has ever been. They create the headline for people to click, but yeah. We defend them against the toxic British media lies. Royalists will never stop abusing this couple, never. I mean, if there is reform someplace, these people will stop. But they're okay by it because the royal family, you know, party with them. They allow these things to happen. And probably the same thing then wouldn't have done to those people what Byline had alleged him doing. Maybe they got the royal family and some part of these kind of things by a different actor. It may not be them Wooten, but a different actor. So they're playing along this kind of thing. The Independent chose to examine reaction to this information instead of exposing the propaganda that serve as news in the UK or from Rupert Murdoch's own publication. This is why journalism is dead in the UK, and this is why so many people are so happy to help support Byline, because this is good journalism that's doing by them. I still want to keep them, you know, at that brink, because usually when people, I'm not saying they are, okay, I'm not saying Byline people are, but usually when people see money flowing in, sometimes they forget their original goal. Okay, they see the money and then they start doing unethical thing. I'm praying that doesn't happen. This is the same skepticism that I had before, where I had to apologize to make right. I'm not pointing saying this is what Byline do, but we've seen the pattern of human behavior. When money is flowing in, when they start really hard with their original idea, and then the idea took off, money is coming in, for some reason something in their head click, okay, and then make them abandon their original thought, their original idea, their original goal. So I'm hoping Byline don't get to that point. And that had happened to me before. That 200, I've told you guys before, new subscribers may not know, but old subscribers might know what I'm talking about. For some reason, I didn't even reach 1,000 subscribers. For some reason, when I reached that 200, something happened to me. And then I start going, you know, oh my God, I'm not going to do my podcast like this. I'm going to write scripts and this and that. And then after I did about an hour of my scripted thing, and I was listening to it to edit it, and I was like, oh my God, that's not me. That's not me. And then I went back into doing it like this, like I'm doing with you right now. Okay? And this is why sometimes when I bookmark those tweets, I will read the caption, but don't read the comments. So that way, whatever idea that I have, the moment that I read it, I share it with you. And then when I'm editing, hopefully, if I caught it, and then if I don't like what I've said, and I could always remove it. Okay, so let's go to the next tweet. So this is my problem. It's not a problem, and I'm hoping Byline don't get to it, because right now, I mean, Byline have been doing some good work. I've highlighted them before on my channel.
Now, taking a look at poverty and health back here in Britain. Now, this week saw the inquest into the death of the young boy Awab Ishak, and the conclusion was that toxic mold in his house had led to his death.
But this then Wooten thing have put them on a very massive scale of a platform where people are aware of them now. People who probably will not aware of them, but now they are. Because the UK media, the royal rats have been so toxic, people starting to know who they are. So now, and collaboration or as an extension by writing about Dan Wooten, now more people are knowing who Byline is. Okay, what they are doing, independent journalism. And I wish the 19, the one that Meghan had interviewed, I think 2 or 3 years ago. All right, the 19. Ever since, I haven't heard about them lately. If they make their presence be heard and put, I don't know, are they on Twitter? Let's see here. The 19th. Are they there? If they, yeah, they are here. Am I following them? No, I'm not. Okay, okay. So there's my answer here. John and 2020. So now I'm following them. Okay, maybe I'll see some of their work. Okay, so they are. Okay. All right. Okay, I just did it while I'm recording. Okay, so they are there. I was not following them on Twitter. Okay, so they are there. So maybe there are things. Now I probably will highlight. They will be covering US things. Okay, the government has fallen short on contracts with women on. Okay, July 19. So they were doing their thing. Okay, so there's that. I'm struck by what she and other plaintiffs told me this past March, that none of them wanted to become the face of abortion ban. Okay, as one plaintiff said then, quote, there are others in our situation and they're not all coming out of this with their lives. Wow. Texas denied abortion to those women when their lives were, and okay, so these are some topic in the US. Okay, so maybe now I probably will highlight some of their thing here. So I just literally just follow them on Twitter just now, okay, on this video, because I was comparing what Byline is doing and the 19. Okay, so there they are. If you are on Twitter, follow them. Let me find something here. I'll retweet maybe some of the people who's following me. Because former South Carolina governor has made vice president a key political target. Okay, so let's do this. Don't forget to follow the 9 Years News. Okay, let's just do it right now. All right, so yeah, so people who follow me will see here. All right, so that's that. Erase, is that the one? Let's see here. Next tweet. All right, I maintain the firm made her close her Instagram and tick black so they could erase her accomplishment and create a new version of her one people would believe was a villain. Okay, her pre-royal life is part of royal history. I hope everything was backed up and is published. I've raised this before in one of my videos when I said they made her erase some of her thing, is because they wanted to write their own history of her. Okay, they don't want people to go there do the research and see her information online. And I think that's one of the mistakes she made, knowing what she know now. At that time she was trying to comply, thinking that these people were serious people. But this is one of the things I think she will regret. She probably don't need to upgrade or put new information, but if she knew what she knows now, that Instagram, that tag could have just stayed there, just remain open. People could easily go and do their own research. Maybe she doesn't have to put new information, but they made her erase it completely. But there's some people, I hope I find that link. There's someone who archived her TIG thing, her TIG page. So if I find it, I'll put it in the description. I don't have it right now, and I don't remember which video I had it where I shared it. So since the derangers found this tweet, let me make it clear. I was not saying Meghan will have carried on posting on her personal site. They should, however, have remained up as archives. I think they are. Okay, by erasing her accomplishment, they attempted to erase her and erase her royal history. Yeah, the archive part, I think one of the squad probably did that. I came across it once. And generation to come, when history tried to find who Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, was, they will find more virtual and information about her. Think of the long-standing debates about Queen Charlotte's ethnicity. Okay, FFS, they tried to take Meghan off Archie's certificate. That's for sure. I mean, I've said this before. Go on PYTE. There's one video. I think I was making a review of Tom Brower's book or something he did on I believe in Australia, some TV station was doing a report about his book, and I said, this is not for the now, it's for the future. Okay, the lies that he said in his book is not for the now, it's for the future. When our great grandkids is doing research about Harry and Meghan, specifically Meghan, they'll see all those nonsense. Okay, and this is why the squad is debunking their nonsense, and this is the problem that Twitter is going to as well. You see, now they changed from the bird to that X thing. What happened is that they're trying everything that they can so the squad could get off Twitter. We're not getting off Twitter until they shut it down completely, because this is where a lot of people congregate. We still come and we talk, we discuss. We black people, we don't want to see. Okay, our conversations still remain. We debunk their nonsense. They want a place, when I mean they, the people who wants the squad to be off Twitter, they want a place where they could put their lies freely without being debunked. This is what's happening with Twitter and some other platforms that having a lot of the squads are on. Okay, Twitter is going through all the headache right now is because of the squad. Why the squad? Because the squad is putting the truth out there. And then people like me, they don't want people like me to be on Twitter. How many times I've been showing you where they're saying Twitter is this, something is happening with Twitter. They create, you have to pay for this. I mean, they probably do want money. I'm not saying this is for the squad, but you cannot do this, you cannot do that. But the main thing is we are conversating with each other. And then we already know where to go if Twitter is shut down. We're going Spoutable. Many of us already have the Bezier platform. But for me, I need to interact a little bit more over there, because I'm always on Twitter to make videos. And by the time I'm done with Twitter and editing, I'm done. It's 5 o'clock right now. Okay, so I started doing pre-royal live video on my podcast. I will make more in the future. They just take a lot of time. Yeah, they do. This is why you guys need to, whoever can, help support the squad, including myself. This takes a lot of time. Okay, ma'am, that's great. Facts. They maintain that everything Meghan did, her style, innovation, and modernization were against protocol. They lambasted her ingenuity and originality. Then others stole and co-opt everything about her and were credited and praised for. They need to erase her history. It's the same tactic from colonialism till now. The same tactic. And was it this video or the previous video where I said what they doing to the Navarro tribe and all of that? I really need to highlight that and make that comparison with what's going on in Haiti. Okay, I think you are right. Kate's past was all about flashing her naked ass and passing out while drunk and chasing William around for 10 years. So both women needed their past erased, and they were rebranding with alternative realities. Yeah, and then they're taking some stuff that Kate did and they're saying it's Meghan, and then the squad come out and say no, especially like that Yacht girl. Couple times they try to bring this nonsense back, and if I come across it, I debunk it, and usually other squad already debunked it. Okay, making her the villain will go down in history as the example of media power to change public opinion, influence the masses, and damage a person's good name. into an evil character, a must be studied case in journalism and sociology school. Reprehensible. Okay, so this is the I don't know. I think when I started focusing on the on the Sussexes, one of the things that I did, one of the video that I did is about how the tabloid came about. Okay, people need to understand how they come about, how they start portraying black people or this negative aspect. They didn't come out verbally, or one person come out verbally and said, you guys are this, or use a microphone to say. They start hinting it, get into the subconscious people by putting prints and writing about it and put it in the people's subconscious thing. They could see it, they could read it, they could imagine it, and all of that. Okay, it's through the tabloid. And then the idea that the UK had regarding reading something on paper, there's a trust in there. So what the UK media have done, they have abused it and manipulated it for their benefit, and then the people buy it and eat it. Okay, when you read something, you will assume it's true, you agree with it, you believe it, and then instead they're putting nonsense in there to manipulate you to believe on their side. Okay, I think you are right. Kate's past was all about flashing. Okay, I read that. Making her the villain. Okay, I read that. I totally agree and have said this for years. They wanted to eliminate her past so they could rewrite it. They, being the senior royals and the smear campaign team, Knopf, Wooten, Pesser Morgan, Clarkson, Levine, and the white Markles. It's sad what part of her family. I don't think, okay, keep that in mind. I don't think her side of the family knew what the royal family was doing. They were just there for the money aspect of it, but they don't know the implication, the participation of it, what it was gonna do. It's almost like the Martin Braining kind of thing. Okay, asking those people to video themselves and do certain things. Meanwhile, he had an alternative motive for getting those pictures, where he will use it against them. And it's the same thing that the UK have done with the Markles. They didn't think ahead to not participate in the bashing of Meghan. They participate, and then the people use it to brand Meghan, to shape that narrative how bad she was. And it's very sad when you look at what her side of the family have done. Okay, the same tactic is being used, same blueprint. So this is why sometimes when I say let the blind see and put those prayers, so sometimes when you're going through it, you don't recognize it, but hope when it happened, you are aware of it to make the right decision. It is very hard when you're going through it. So if morality was into those people's sphere, at least they will say, oh, this is my daughter, or this is my sister, I don't want to be part of it. Whether or not you know you were going to get the money, or you know what they were going to do with the information you help provide them. Okay, your core value, their core values was never there. Okay, even if it was for billions of dollars, knowing that this is your blood, your flesh and blood, your daughter, you will not do that. So the core value was not there. Okay, I think they should put her defunct lifestyle blog, the TIG, and Netflix, as many did. Okay, I think they should put her defunct lifestyle blog, the TIG, on Netflix, as many did not see it the first time around. We will see what a great cook and decorator Meghan is, to add to her many talent. How could they put the lifestyle blog and TIG? Okay, so in other words, Meghan will have to sort of film herself to put that. How they put the blog? Okay, it's in other words, she will have to create a show. Maybe the other way that I could see it, you know how there's cooking shows, there's different things. Maybe recreate that. I don't know. I don't think Meghan will want to do that. Right, let's read this. All royal wives do that because they become full working royals. Meghan is a senior royal as per her husband's status. Okay, I'll come into that. I was happy to hear that she renewed her license for the TIG and still on it. Even if she doesn't wish to use it, she still owns it, so no one else can use it. Yeah. Okay, let's see this. There's never been a royal wives whose Instagram following was way bigger than all the other royals combined. Meghan was Meghan was the first self-made millionaire to marry into that family. She gave up exponentially more than any of her predecessors because she's done so much more. Okay, I am aware of that, but it was okay. I was aware of that, but it is what they do. Live their own role in life to join the royal family as working royal with their husband. I personally don't see how Meghan would have been able to travel and run her blog, okay, at the same time. Due to security, her blog would have been targeted. I agree with her. I agree with her. If she working royal and then she's doing all that, it would be hard to be doing all of this. Look, I didn't even read that. And when they're saying bring it onto Netflix, I'm like, then she will have to record herself and all of that. This person is right. Okay, I'm only saying that her haters can compare her to Kate or Sophie or even Diana because she had built so much more and had so much more to give up than they did. And yet she did it, and then they call her a gold digger. Okay, so this is new thing here. Yes, you are correct. Haters will hate, but the world knows better. Haters are just jealous. They tell themselves these horrid lies to feel better about their hate. Thank you for your perspective on this ongoing hate toward Meghan. She does not deserve any one of it. Okay, so that's a very good healthy discussion here. All right, so this is my last one on my old list. Okay, it's 5:10 a.m. I can't believe I record that long. Sometime when you have the energy, you just go ahead, and then when I get the chance, I edit. Next tweet. She left the firm. Get over it. Okay, what did she make reference to? There's no retweet. Okay, here you go. KKK, your next resemble model by the beautiful Princess Meghan Markle. You'll need a belt though. Okay, so there's that. She actually started a firm, LOL, to Solvent One. All right, that's commercial. Meghan waxed this outfit. Meghan waxed any outfit. Okay, but she's going to divorce him any minute now. They've only been waiting 5 years for it. This is funny. Okay, bye bye, she said. Click her heels, and she was gone with her prince. That's right. That's like the biggest heights. Okay, she took her prince and bounced. Okay, that's right. They need to mind their business and move on. It is such a shock to their minds. They will never recover, ever. Haters and racists can't believe that actually walk out on the royal family. Beautiful. She's so beautiful, huh? They can't take the fact that she saw what was behind the walls and said no thanks. That's for sure. I love this suit. There's that. Okay, commercial. Okay, so this is extra. Whenever you see the discovery more, that's mean there's more. It's not part of the other thing. Okay, she had a full happy life before Harry, and glad they found each other and they are living together happily ever after. Love will win always. So there's that here with her friends on TikTok. I'm sure there's a music. I'm not even gonna put the sound. She get along with everybody. Look at them just enjoying. And that brings with that video interview she did with Sarah, how they really get along and all of that. They really are friends. So these are the people behind the scene we don't get to see. Okay, so there's that. Okay, it's playing over again. Okay, so that's it. Let me bookmark this, get the link, because I just added. Let's do a prayer. What should we do a prayer for? Prayer for honesty. The word honesty just came to mind. Honesty and caring. Let's do that. Prayer for honesty and caring. That was my last prayer. Prayer for caring. Okay, a short prayer for honesty. Almighty God, I come before you today to ask for the gift of honesty. Help me to always speak the truth, act with integrity, and be transparent in all my dealings. May my words and action reflect your goodness and righteousness, and may I be a shining example of honesty to those around me. Alright, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so, and I have a Patreon account. If you want to support me through there, please join. But pretty much everything you are seeing are on YouTube. Okay, 320 and my analytics, that's that. Okay, so that is it.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better